Hello and welcome to the Nephthys Dialogues. It's a new series we're beginning here in Luxor, Egypt, and it's discourses about the netters, and I have my special guest here tonight, Monika Sleszynska. So welcome, Monika.
Well, thank you. It's a joy to be here, to be invited and participate in this beautiful, wonderful sharing as you're bringing some very exciting information about ancient Egypt, Nephthys, and although it's ancient actually, it applies to our current times.
Exactly.
So, since I saw you and what you shared about Nephthys, to me, hearing this for the first time, it was true phenomenal information. It's like I found the answers which I have been searching for. And somewhere deep inside I felt that I wouldn't find them in the books. And being here in Luxor's West Bank and having you sharing this, it's been a big eye-opening and a joy to what the netters of Egypt are, and especially around Nephthys. I would love to hear more of the news and the new inspirations which have been coming to you.
Well, yes, a lot of this information, it is very new, and in fact I haven't read it anywhere or heard it anywhere. I get it direct in downloads, and I would love to read a book about this, but because there isn't, I'm in the process of writing a book myself, which it's about the Heliopolitan myth, the myth of Iunu, from the city of Atum in what's now modern-day Cairo. And inshallah that will be coming out soon, and the information, the revelation of Netta and number that was part of the teaching there, that's the gist of my book, and that was the form in which I've been receiving this information. It's the revelation of Netta and number, so it basically goes from 0, starting with 1, through to 9. So these are the numbers that we still use today all over the world. Numbers 1 to 9 plus the 0, and this is at the very beginning of recorded Egyptian history. So at least 5,000 years ago, maybe much longer, and obviously the myths existed before things were written down. So this is very, very old. So the revelation of Netta and number come together. And number is the shortest language possible. So if you can understand number and what's in number, that can explain the whole universe. But each netta has a number.
Does this mean that this is the ancient numerology, ancient Egyptian numerology?
It's the foundation for it, yes. It's the foundation for it. And in the Egyptians used the cubit when they were measuring for their temples, for everything. They were measured in cubits, and there are several cubits, actual measuring sticks, that exist from the New Kingdom and into late period. They were probably earlier, but they haven't been found. And the numbers from 1 to 9 are in fact denoted by the netters. So,
well, that sounds like we are diving into the very, very deep origins.
It's phenomenal. It's really phenomenal. And you kept mentioning Nephthys, and these are called the Nephthys Dialogues. Nephthys is the final revelation. She is number 9. So that's as high as you can go in single digits, is Nephthys. She's the end of the line for single digits.
Well, where shall we start?
Starting at the end is good, because Nephthys that this is the end of that. What I have come to understand is that each of the netters, they are the cosmic laws of the universe. They are laws that are applied throughout the universe. They're in action, operating all the time throughout the universe. And they exist within us. So they're operating outside of us, and they're operating inside of us. And there's actually no difference. We make our own difference when we disconnect from our environment. But when we unite, when we become one, you become one with the universe. You don't become one just in yourself, you become one with the universe. And at that point, the outer netter connects with the inner netter.
Well, this sounds like what we often hear, that we are the universe, and the universe is within us, and what's inside, the outer will reflect. And we hear so often that we are connected with the universe, and often we experience this connection. So, what you're bringing now, it sounds like we can get to know the beautiful laws of the universe. What does it mean for everyday living?
Exactly. This is for me, the most exciting point. Because yes, we have heard this before, as above, so below, as without, so within. You have the universe within you. We've heard this, and it's easy for them to remain like poetic ideas. It's lovely to hear that, it's comforting, but it's not practical. Now, the netters of Egypt are a very practical system. You have to know what they are, what are their properties, how to use them, and then use them. And this, although it's part of the temple teaching, it was part of the ancient temple teaching, it was not exclusive to that. This was common knowledge for everyone. The depths of it, to go into great depth and great detail, that was for the specialists in the temple, the scholars and so on. But your everyday person in Egypt, your farmer, the man baking bread, all of these things, they knew the netters, they invoked the netters, and they used the netters. This was ubiquitous knowledge. Everyone knew this. So basically everyone was in touch with cosmic law. This is something which if we had today, wow, wouldn't that be amazing?
Well, that sounds wonderful. This means that we all on Earth, and in the ancient times, everyone on Earth, well, in ancient Egypt, was in touch with the Earth and with the cosmos, and with what it really means, what it includes, what it involves, Does this mean the energies of creation?
Exactly. How I see it, we have to step back a bit and go to cosmology. And in the ancient Egyptian cosmology, you have this creator, the absolute, the source, God, whatever you want to call that. They called it Ra. And Ra was the creator of everything. Ra created everything, and Ra is everything. And so he created the entire universe. And how he created it is through the cosmic laws. So the cosmic laws, in a way, are the processes that allow creation to come into being. So this is what God himself used to bring into being the horse, the man, the woman, the flower, the tree, the mountain, the wind, the planets, everything. All of nature was brought into play through the cosmic laws, through the netters.
Wow, so this sounds like on one side we have teachings, laws, which teach us about being in harmony with everything and then creating in harmony with everything. And so often we hear that the universe is abundant and the universe has lots of everything and wants to give it to us.
Yes, indeed.
So maybe finally we have a very, very concise, complex, or very simple, maybe, I don't know yet, a manual.
Exactly.
How to live well on planet Earth and harmony with everything.
This is exactly how I feel. You know, when I first started understanding what the netters were and what leads up to that, I said, you know what? I said to myself, why isn't this taught in school? Why aren't there books about this? Why didn't anyone tell me about this before? Because if someone said to me, oh, would you like to live in harmony with the cosmic laws of the universe? I'd say, yes, thank you. What are they? Where do I begin? You know, I never heard of such a thing. Can you imagine someone asking you that question? Would you like to live in harmony with the cosmic laws of the universe? Of course. But what are they?
Well, in a way, when you first introduced me to this was like answers, a gift of answers, which I felt were somewhere, though I didn't quite know where to ask. So actually, as a sensitive, I have been in touch with the energies of Earth and energies of the cosmos, and also beautiful flowing information. However, and having read a lot. However, listening to the way you presented, it's been a beautiful experience. You have this wonderful way of simplifying and also bringing a new layer of understanding, new layer of seeing, which is very easy to absorb, to understand.
Well, you see, the netters, they are easy to understand, and we actually already fully understand them, but we have things in us that are blocking or impeding that understanding from flowing. You know, as Plato said, you actually cannot learn anything. You can only remember things, because we already come with full knowledge, with full awareness. And in the process of growing up and so on and so forth, we forget. Or not so much forget, but things get covered up. And for me, this whole idea of revelation, which is how I received the information about the netters, it literally is revealing. It's like lifting up the veil and seeing what's underneath.
Wow, this sounds like listening to a dream.
But it's not a dream. Or it is a dream. It's a dream that we're living. It is the dream.
Well, could that be the answer to being more in touch with our dreams?
It's the answer to everything. The more we get into the netters, you know. Well, let's focus just for a moment on Nephthys. And as I say in the myth of Iunu, which the Greeks called Heliopolis, sun city, Nephthys is the final revelation. And of the 9 netters that make up the Aeneid, the first 5, the numbers from 1 to 5, cover much larger subjects. They cover the big laws of the universe that we don't always need access to. They're kind of big things that are already in motion and going. The final 4 netters, number 6, 7, 8, and 9, are the ones that are most active all the time in man. So for man to understand, for mankind, man and woman, to understand, these are the four most important netters. And they are, of course, Osiris, Isis, Seth, and Nephthys. Now, most people who are at least vaguely interested in ancient Egypt know quite a bit about Osiris and even more about Isis. Whether it's correct information or not, I don't know, but they have a familiarity. Seth, most people know almost nothing about, and if they do, it's quite negative and not very pleasant and totally incorrect. Nephthys, I think no one knows anything about her. Even the experts. Who the hell is this? Who is Nephthys? No one knows who she is. She's completely invisible. So starting with her, in a way, it's the last veil to be removed. And in my understanding, Nephthys is your guide through life. Nephthys should be your guide throughout your life, because Nephthys is intuition. The word Nephthys means intuition. So if you substitute those two words, when you see Nephthys on the wall in the temple, if you say intuition, you're starting to get onto the right track. This is not a goddess with some strange thing on her head. This is intuition. And you know what your intuition is. And when you are born, your intuition is complete. You already have it. You're born with it. Also your instinct, you're born with complete. This is Seth. So Seth and Nephthys are there from the very beginning. There's nothing you need to learn about instinct or intuition. You already know it all. It's functioning perfectly. But in our modern society and programming and so on, our mind has manipulated things away from that. The mind thinks it knows better than both instinct and intuition. So Seth and Nephthys have been pushed aside further and further, and we've lost touch with them. And even when they call out, either we don't hear them or we deny their call.
Thank you so much. This is such an exciting new area and so much wonderful new information. I look forward to the coming dialogues. And for those who maybe do not know Brian Flynn, he's a very talented artist living in Luxor, West Bank. And as you can see here, those beautiful, wonderful divine paintings come from his talented hands. They're here all around. And Brian, would you share a little bit about your passion for art in Egypt?
Oh, thank you. Well, yes, I'm a painter living here in Egypt for more than 13 years now. And this painting you see is an example of my recent work. And my painting reflects my philosophy and my lifestyle. I'm very, very involved with ancient Egypt and my understanding of the netters. And it's not simply an intellectual understanding, it's a way of life, because it's very, very connected with Sufism. I am Sufi myself, practicing Sufi, and that has enabled me actually to understand the netters. If I wasn't practicing Sufi, I would not have the understanding I do And that understanding is reflected in all my work.
This is beautiful, thank you. I wanted to say that, as you know, I'm absolutely mesmerized by Brian Flynn's paintings. And also, on this occasion while in Luxor, I had a chance to be introduced to Sufism a little bit and get an experience, get a sense of that. So I wanted to say thank you for these beautiful moments which we had a chance to share, and in the dialogues here in Luxor, in Egypt. It's a really beautiful experience to be surrounded with your paintings.
Well, thank you.
There are more pictures and information about them, about your previous collections on your website.
Yes.
And perhaps anyone who's interested can click the link below this video just to connect with more of the art, as it's a beautiful fusion of so many beautiful expressions of love, beauty, mystery. I can see the paintings in the way I see your paintings. They are beautiful windows of ancient times through different periods and eras. So actually, when I'm looking at your paintings, I'm being drawn to recall the very distant history, and as I'm looking, those times become alive memories, alive impressions, and alive inspirations.
Thank you so much.
So if you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, and subscribe to Brian's channel to be updated about the future coming dialogues and more wonderful information, revelations, and also be in touch to know about the future art creations.
Right.